Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mask and Cowl. That has been. I'm Justin, and we are your hosts today again. Um, Today, the big thing is going to be obviously the Stranger Things Volume 1 of Season 5 came out, so we're going to talk about that. But we're going to talk about that probably at the end of the episode. We'll save that till the end. We had a good Thanksgiving. You went up to visit family, I believe you said,
Yeah,
and
you went to the good old Cracker Barrel.
I went to Cracker Barrel with our grandpa that lives nearby where I live, and it was a good time. But I was a little bit under the weather afterwards, so I one day I was basically just really sick, and I just stayed in bed and watched a bunch of movies. So I'm gonna talk about that a good bit here at the beginning. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm also under the weather during Thanksgiving time. I'm like basically better now, but the thing is I still have nasal congestion, chest
Hmm.
congestion, so I'm like gonna be popping cough drops the whole podcast, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
should be good.
yeah. My stuff, like I'm mostly better, but like I feel it like kind of in my ears and my jaw for some reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we'll go ahead and get started. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any like housekeeping type stuff that I need to do or any like kind of catching up stuff. I think the big hype thing right now is going to be Stranger Things, like I said, but we're going to save
Yeah.
that till the end.
I
But there,
did see I don't know if this is true or not. I heard it reported that for the Fire and Ash movie, when it enters theaters, is when they're going to release the first trailer for the Avengers Doomsday. I don't know if that's true or
oh, could
not,
be. I heard we're supposed to be
but
getting Doomsday's first trailer this month, so that is
I'm gonna look
exciting.
it up.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and work on that. Did I see Zootopia before the last um one, or has that been since? A little bit of a delay. I think that was
So,
around. I think that was like the day. I think that was around Thanksgiving that came out actually. So I don't think we've talked about that. But Zootopia 2, I also
so,
saw.
oh, you saw Zootopia too?
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Hearing a lot of good things about it. I really liked the first one.
I
I'd
thought the
say,
first one was okay.
yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It's got a lot of sentimental value for me. It was my first like movie date with who is now my wife.
Oh, that's right.
So I like that movie a lot. But the second one is also like really good, really solid. I think I'd give it probably like a 8 point, probably like an 8 out of 10. I think I like the first one a little bit better, which
Mm.
apparently is a little bit of a hot take. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. To be honest, it was just kind of the same, like a similar vibe. I do like the characters. I think it's a really pretty good, pretty strong series at this point or whatever. I don't know. It feels a little bit cookie cutter, but I don't have much to say
Yeah,
about it. I kind of think I like Elemental more. I don't know if you saw that from
I
like a
didn't
year or
see
two ago.
Elemental.
It was actually like surprisingly good. I'm having the only thing I have with Elemental, I think it went a little bit too long, which is a problem I have with a lot of movies. We're
I
gonna find
think
out.
the I think a lot of Disney projects now are going a little long.
Yeah, I don't even think it's just Disney. Like, that was kind of an issue I had with a few
Yeah,
of these movies I'm going to talk about today, where like
interesting.
some of the more recent movies just kind of go on a little bit too long. I think, which I
Not
don't
to
mind long movies, but I don't know. Like, you
if
kind
it
of
calls for it.
yeah. Like I had, yeah, for
Just
sure.
for the like I said in the beginning about the trailer, just to get this out of the way, is there's speculation the first teaser's going to drop December 7th. So what is that, in 3 days?
Hmm.
Something like that, 4 days. But the first full trailer is going to be shown before Avatar Fire and Ash on December 19th.
Okay, nice.
Even
Dang,
though is it
I'll look it
scheduled
up
for
on
release
YouTube because
next
I've never
December?
seen one of the Avatar movies.
I'm not gonna, I was really thinking about that today. I said, like, would you pay money to go see a movie, but you're only there just for the trailer? Because, like, I would see the trailer, they're like, all right, and I get up and I would stay and watch that.
I mean,
But I mean, I'm like, if
I'm
I'm
on
paying for it, I'll
vacation.
probably watch it.
Yeah, I'm on vacation next week. So if I get really bored, I might, go on Disney Plus and watch the two movies and see if I like them or whatever. Because I've never watched them. It's just never really been
We could
anything that
have
is
a
super.
whole discourse on that if you did.
You've watched them?
I have.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, anyway. I
Man,
don't know if I should talk. talk
Yeah.
about that or hold it back.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah,
could
maybe
let you
hold
know.
on. I'll
I'm
think
not
about
a
it.
huge fan.
Okay.
I'll say I'm not a huge fan. I
What
think
about
there were some of the most overrated movies in
what about
existence.
the other? I could buy that. What about the other Avatar thing? Like the Last Airbender.
Atla.
Yeah, have you seen Atla? You don't seem like a person who
I
would watch
prefer the
Atla.
movie by M. Night Shyamalan to the show.
All right, and that's all we got today. Thanks for
I was
watching.
just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't seen
Oh my
either.
god.
I just know it's what you
Okay.
gotta
Okay.
tell
Okay.
someone to.
Okay. You're joking. Okay. All right. That that actually caught me off guard. I was like, there's no way
Oh, it's
you're that
hilarious.
stupid. Like I could
I've
see
not
you
seen
like you're
either.
yeah, that kind of lines up more. That gave me a headache just trying to compute that sentence. Man.
There's not an angrier person in the world than an Atla fan when you tell them you prefer M. Night Shyamalan's movie. People just lose their minds, and it's
I mean
hilarious.
that's
So,
like going over to your best friend's house and their mom like slaved away for 3 hours cooking you dinner like to eat with the whole family or whatever, and you're like, nah, I'm just gonna go eat the dog food in the corner. Like it's that's comparable to what you just said. Like I would kick you out of my house. Like
well, that's why this is virtual.
yeah,
Um,
I don't
uh,
know. Well, yeah, it's also a fake take, so there's that. But
yeah, that's it.
poser. I got to get you on Atla eventually at some point.
I don't
You
think
don't
I'll do it.
you don't seem to appreciate like cartoons as
A
an older
hundred
person.
thousand subscribers, and I do it. I'm kidding.
Freezing up a little bit. Hopefully that buffering
Uh,
kind of catches up.
did you catch that?
Yeah, 100,000 subscribers and you'll do it. Yeah,
So
sure.
there you go.
You do what? Watch Atla?
No, watch M. Night Shyamalan. It takes 200 to
No,
watch that.
no,
I'm
I won't do
kidding.
it.
I'm
I
kidding.
won't do it.
Uh,
There's no. I don't think I can watch that movie again. But Netflix live action's pretty good too. Uh, it's like kind of a
I feel like
faster
it's
version of the
always
show.
gonna get hate no matter what.
I guess I don't know. I feel like a lot of people like it. I think it does pretty good for the most part. There's a few things it gets really wrong, but I think for the most part it's pretty good. Let's see. So yeah, Zootopia 2, 8 out of 10, pretty good. I enjoyed it. Let's see. I'm trying to go in order of events of what happened. So yeah, like a day or two after Thanksgiving, I was real sick. I basically just couldn't get out of bed. So I just turned my TV on and watched some movies. So first thing I watched was Over the Hedge, good classic movie. Thing holds up pretty good. It's weird. Over the Hedge kind of looks like Saturday morning like 3D cartoons at that time. Like when they
Yeah,
started doing the CGI cartoons around that time, kind of looks like
yeah.
that.
It does look a little off in today's
Yeah,
view.
it's like I think it's good, but it like there's definitely some weird stuff. But for the time, it's definitely good because it's better than
Yeah.
those. And then so after that, we finally, my wife and I finally decided to watch Sinners because we hadn't seen Sinners yet. It's like the super big, popular,
All right. Okay,
high
so give me your
high
score
count movie. Okay,
out of 10.
my score out of
Should we
10 for
go?
Sinners.
Should
What
we go at the same time, or do you just want to go?
have
I
you
don't really
given your
care to
score?
give.
I don't.
I saw it a while ago, so I don't really even remember my score that well. So let me just hear yours.
Okay, I don't. I know you've talked about it a little bit, but I don't remember if you scored it on here or not. But so yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
I think I was around there. Give me your. What do you think?
About the movie in general. So like everything before it becomes a vampire movie is really good.
Interesting.
Like I am so interested in like the characters and like their stories and like what happened in Chicago and who are more information on these twins and their like relationships with all these people and everything and how that goes or whatever, and like their dream to open up a little juke joint and everything, like all this stuff. I'm like really interested in that, and then like the preacher boy aspect of it or whatever. And I mean I know it was gonna be a vampire movie, but it goes like the whole, at least the first half, maybe more, before a vampire shows up or anything. And then like it switches gears so I think that the weakest part of this movie is the vampire stuff.
That's very interesting.
I like, and I think the vampire stuff is fine, but it feels like a completely different movie. Like I think that everything up to that is like a period piece, like drama, and it's like really cool and compelling. And then you get into the like the vampire aspect part time, and it's just like there's cool things they do there, but it feels disjointed from everything else before it. Like you have like
I
really
think
cool like shots and cinematography and like the way that the score is incorporated in the background for the first half of this movie, and then when it becomes a vampire film, it feels like it's like kind of disconnected. It has its own version of those things, but it feels like a different genre of movie than the first half of this movie.
it's almost like I haven't seen this movie, but the trailer, I've watched the trailer, uh, and it's kind of the same vibes. Dusk Till Dawn, um, the Tarantino movie, George Clooney and Tarantino, and they're like two. I think they're supposed to be two brothers, you know,
Two
running from the law
brothers.
type beat.
Yep.
Two brothers,
Yeah.
and then they go to like a cantina, and like it's all about like these two brothers trying to escape the law, and they go to some cantina. Salma Hayek's there, and ends up it's all a bunch of vampires in this cantina or whatever. And the second half of the movie is like a vampire shootout thing, and it's like completely different. Like when you watch the trailer, the first half you're like okay, you know, and the second half of the trailer you're like what the heck, and that's kind of I get what you're saying. That's interesting because for me, I knew vampires were in it going
Yeah.
into it,
Hmm.
so I was I
I
was
just
just
kind of
waiting around
expected
for
them
him
to
to show
show
up.
up. Yeah,
I was waiting around for him to show up. I was so like honestly everything up until the vampire part. I'm like I don't care. Give me to the vampires, and it was just taking so long.
yeah, no,
It
I
didn't. I mean,
agree.
it didn't take that long.
It
I was
does
kind
take
of
a
like,
long time. It's
okay,
like
here we go.
yeah, but like everything that happens like once the vampire stuff starts happening feels like
Forced.
completely different. It doesn't feel forced. It just feels like it's a complete like I'm watching a completely different movie.
Yeah.
And also like the Michael B. Jordan's characters. I got spoil slight spoiler alert, but if you
Everybody's
had it,
seen it.
if
This is a
if you
spoiler. This is gonna be a spoiled
yeah,
podcast.
like
Then
all these are gonna have spoilers
hold on.
talked
Go
about them.
see it.
Um, and then like the let's see, Smoke is the one that lives the whole time until the end, and Stack is the one that gets
Hmm.
turned. And Stack, like once he gets turned, he's just kind of gone. I feel like you could have focused on him from the like the vampires perspective, like if you want to, because like you got Michael B. Jordan, he's a pretty good actor, and like when he's doing Smoke stuff, like it's really good. But I'm like you got him to be these two characters just for one of them to almost do nothing after he gets turned. Like he's barely it. He's like I understand that the lead vampire is the one like who's orchestrating everything and kind of in charge and all that, but like
He was great, by the way.
oh yeah, by far he's like the best vampire or whatever. But like once Stack gets turned, he kind of doesn't like do anything until I guess he has a little bit of a fight at the end or whatever. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I liked a lot of the characters, but like it feels a little disjointed to me right there. And to me, like to where the point where I was like, cause like we talked about before with the gradings, with the like 7 is like good, and then 8 is great. Like I don't think that this movie as a whole is great, but it has too many like great aspects for me to put it at that 7.5, which is where it was kind of hard for me. I think it has a lot of really good
Yeah.
stuff. It's just like it has a lot of really great stuff, but I don't know. It kind of flows a little weird. And then the whole thing with the whole with the clansman coming at the end and he takes him out or whatever. Like that feels like that kind of works with the first like half of the movie. And I'm like, I feel like we got bigger
Yeah.
fish to fry like by the end or whatever. I mean, I guess you
So
don't
I
because he
don't know
killed
if
him.
you.
So it was just
So this was like something I saw. I don't know if I noticed it myself or somebody pointed out to me. I forget. But if you notice that, did you notice the aspect ratio change
okay.
on the screen?
Okay, I'm not crazy because we're watching that,
No.
and I see that happen. Like, or I thought I like my vision of it suddenly like was uncomfortable with the way I was looking at it, and I was like, and I asked my wife, I was like, did the black bars just come in? Or
I
and
love
she
how you
said,
have to. I
and
love how you have to tell her the black bars. You can't just tell her aspect
no,
ratio.
yeah, I don't think she's gonna know what that means. But and she's like, no, they've been there the whole time, and I'm like, am I crazy? Like, I don't understand. So yeah,
No,
okay, so
so
that did happen.
what I think it what I think it
Okay,
is the aspect ratio changes every time a vampire's on screen. So if you go back and rewatch it, the every time a vampire's on screen, the aspect ratio changes and then it goes back out. But then at the end, when the Klansmen show up, it goes back to the vampire um, aspect ratio.
that's weird.
It's just doing their whole symbol. They're doing this their whole symbolum, which I mean, listen, KKK is awful, but it's the whole they're trying to do like the whole symbolism of what you know how bad trying to show how bad KKK is and how the being like vampires. I don't know the message they're trying to convey. That's cool.
It was like they're
Uh,
both types of monsters, basically.
yes,
Yeah, that's how I
yes.
would see it if that's the case. Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Here's how I see the movie. I think I had too much hype, and you probably did too. We both had too much hype going into it,
Yeah, I thought this was like getting
and I
tens
was
out the
expecting
gate.
to be, I was expecting to be blown away by it, and I was just kind of like, it's good, but like,
I
it's not for me.
Yeah,
That's the
honestly,
thing.
that's true. I mean, there was also several things that clearly like that didn't resonate as well with me, or like I was like, I don't appreciate this as much as I'm sure that some people do because of like certain
Yeah.
aspects that I'm just not as familiar with. But I was still there to enjoy. Okay, I was still there to like enjoy it or whatever. Which is why, honestly, like I think if you had like a period piece that was like like a crime drama or something about like what the first half of the movie is about, that could have been a 10 out of 10 movie or very close to it. Like that could have been a really
Would
good
have been really
movie.
good too.
Whereas
Yeah.
if the whole movie was like the vampire stuff that is in like the last third of it, then that's like for a vampire horror movie, that'd be like a solid 7.5, 8 vampire movie, I guess. It's just the fact that those two things kind of for me kind of clashed a little bit.
I think I think for me as well as something I'm not big on that this movie I think did, and I'm not saying that like you might not see it the same way for me. I'm usually not a fan of movies that are a social commentary of some sort. Like I'm much more narrative over message.
Yeah.
I'm not going to a movie for you to teach me how my philosophy should be. I'm going to a movie to be entertained and be like, wow, that was a really good story.
Yeah,
And I think if that first half and they showed all that stuff, that's great. That would have been a really good narrative. But, the vampires part provides them more of that ability to send a message, albeit in an entertaining way, which was cool. But I don't like being spoon fed something like that. I much just prefer to like give me a good story. That's all I
yeah, and
care
if
about.
there are plenty of stories that work a message into
Yeah, they
the
can do
story.
both.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for me, I think I'm along the same lines as far as like I prefer narrative over anything else or whatever. And I really like how a lot of stories now, especially with movies and stuff, have gotten better about like pulling on your heartstrings about certain things, whatever. That's the stuff that gets me more so. I think honestly, like it's corny, but the MCU is kind of like, or they did for a while, got really good at that. I feel like they might be being less so good at that now, to be honest. But I talked to our mom about that a while ago when we were comparing like superhero movies or whatever, and she was like asking about like differences or something, and I was talking about how like if you think about it, like I love the Toby movies, but the Toby movies, there's no part in the Toby movies where like it's like just hitting you emotionally, like there's no gut punch in the
That's
Toby
true.
movies. They're just fun blockbuster romps through the whole thing. You got like a little bit of like what's supposed to be an emotional beat, but if you compare like any of the none of the Toby movies are gonna have the emotional beat that even like my least favorite or second least favorite Spider-Man movie, The Amazing Spider-Man 1, that crane scene at the
Okay.
end hits you emotionally harder than anything in the Toby
It's really
movies.
good. It's
It's
really
yeah, it's
good.
so good. Like, and that's not even MCU. And then you get into MCU and like like the like Homecoming, which is the other one that's vying for the worst Spider-Man spot. Fight me. Is like the best scene in the movie is him lifting the rubble and doing that iconic, and that's like a really emotional scene. And like I like when like for me that's like those are the movies that hit me the hardest is when you have that like emotional gut punch or whatever. Like when you really resonate with your characters
Yeah.
and so like when they hurt you hurt and when they succeed or
You do
you do.
value emotion in movies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Which is a good segue to the next movie I watched, which was Past Lives, because I've heard so much about how this is like a fantastic movie and a great movie. I don't get it. I don't get it. I give this like a 6 out of 10. It's
You know what I heard? Have you seen? I heard this movie. Somebody I know compared this movie to 500 Days of Summer. Have you seen that?
I have not.
Okay, never mind. You go ahead.
I forget. Did you say not to spoil this one
I
at all?
don't care. No, I know what
Okay.
happens, so you go ahead.
In Past Lives, you know what happens?
I think so. Like
Okay, so
they're
it's
basically.
about two like a Korean woman and man or whatever. And it starts off with when they're little kids and they're in Korea, and then they're best friends. And she has clearly has like a little like schoolyard crush on this boy, and vice versa. And then very early in the movie, the family immigrates to I think Canada, so they have to say goodbye. And then they just it's years ago, so like they don't have internet, Facebook, stuff like that. There's
Oh,
no way to keep in contact really, so they're just gone.
yeah.
But they have this connection, and then so she moves to, and then like it does like a time jump like 12 years in the future, and now she is now also immigrated to America, where she's like working on writing and trying to become a writer and all this, and she's just kind of like reminiscing, and she goes on Facebook and finds out that this guy has been like looking for her or whatever. So she gets back in contact, and it like you might be a little too young for this, but like long distance relationships, I get the appeal. Like I get the gist of what this movie's doing. Like long distance relationships and like nostalgia for things that or like things or relationships that you're familiar with or you grew up with and how that changes over time from who you are. Like there's a person that you were and then a person that you are later and stuff like that. And there's a lot of like nostalgia things for those of us who are alive and doing this kind of stuff during this time where you've got like you're like Skype calling your friend. I don't know if you know what Skype is, but it was like a big,
Yeah.
it was like Discord before Discord. But so she's like Skyping this guy. They talk for like another, I don't know, like a year or so, probably, maybe less. I'm not sure. But so they're talking like over Skype and texting and emailing or whatever. And then she says, "You know what? I need to actually put this on. We need to take a break from talking because I got to focus on my work and I'm getting distracted." And he's like okay, if that's what you really want. Or you can tell he's distraught. She's distraught. Like they're both upset. They clearly still like each other. And they hadn't talked in 12 years up until they reconnected. And so they're like, okay, we're gonna take a break. And I think they mentioned it's supposed to be like a year or two or something like that because they're like, okay, whenever we can come visit each other is when we're gonna start doing it or whatever. So I think it was only supposed to be like a year or two. Next thing you know, it's 12 years later. You see like different events happening in their lives over this time. So like he gets a girlfriend or probably more that they just don't show or whatever. But she goes off to like stay in like a, I forget what the word is for it, but it's like I think it's like a place that boards like artists, like writers and stuff like that, like that they can go and like work on their craft for a while, for like minimal, like, and they can kind of all share like a house or whatever, and like a space to work. So she goes there and then she meets a Jewish guy, and so she and like they end up kind of falling in love or whatever, and so like they get married like as her life is progressing, all the stuff or whatever, and then so I guess it's like 12 years again before they finally like back in contact. It seems like they've been slightly back in contact, but like not really because they haven't really. They said they haven't talked in 12 years again. But like, how did she know he was coming to visit? So he anyway, the guy comes to visit New York finally after like the 12 years of like not talking, and she's like, okay, well I've moved on with my life. He's moved on with his, I'm sure. He's just coming to see New York because it's a cool thing, but also like it'll be nice to spend time with my childhood friend. And this guy is like still like never got over her. So like he comes to visit her but also he's just like, yeah, but you're married now or whatever, and he's just like, he's super Korean. He's like super culturally Korean. She's very like Korean American. And it's just it puts the husband in like a weird situation because he's like a pretty chill, decent, like modern man. He's like, you can tell it makes him feel weird about things, but he's also
Yeah.
like he trusts her or whatever. So and like nothing happens because she, it's not like that for her. And like the guy is like super respectful. He's got like that good Korean cultural. I that's kind of what it made me get the vibe of like maybe they're I would assume from this movie or whatever, like he's not trying to like home wreck or anything. He just
Yeah.
he's just compelled by whatever. And so he gets there, and he's there for only like 2 or 3 days, and like the first day or two, like she spends just hanging out with him, taking him to see the sights of the city or whatever. And the last night that he's there, he gets to come over and meet the husband, and then like they all go out to eat and stuff. And it's sweet, and like her and the husband have like talks about it, like how she like he's like objectively attractive, like the Korean guy is or whatever, but it's like she doesn't think she's attracted to him, but she does think that she feels certain things when she's around him because of the nostalgia for Korea is what she's blaming it on. And it's just kind of getting in the husband's head, and he's like, I don't know what to do about this. You're making me feel bad or whatever type of deal. And it's just like supposed to be just like like the whole thing is supposed to be like a gut punch, like a nostalgic gut punch or whatever. Um, because like people have these relationships that they kind of like that don't work out, but it's also like you get other stuff or whatever. And so like there's little things that I've seen because a lot of these movies I'll like look up afterward and see what the conversation is about them. And so like one thing I did like is that like when they were little kids or whatever, the only person she would cry in front of was this boy or whatever, and that is referenced several times throughout the movie. But like she's like bright and chipper the whole time he's visiting and everything for the last 20 minutes or whatever of this movie. And then when she finally says goodbye or whatever, like he basically, I think he kind of like gives the hint that like, okay, I'm putting this behind me. We finally got all this stuff taken care of or whatever. This is a good guy for you. Like we got all this like the cultural stuff about the past lives and the reincarnation or whatever. And they've got this thing where the closer you are to someone now or whatever has to do with like how many times you've like touched or how many interactions you've had with them, their soul in past lives or whatever. And where they keep saying like, oh, we don't believe in that, but also we're going to keep referencing it as like kind of like a funny joke or whatever. And he's like, yeah, this guy's for you. I'm glad you have him. He seems like a good guy, all this stuff or whatever. He's like, I'm finally ready to move on or whatever. So he gets in his cab and he goes away. And then so she walks back to her husband at the very final scene of the movie or whatever. She walks back to the apartment and then she just starts crying there with him, and he's like embracing her and everything. And it's like, in the aspect that like, okay, now he's the one she can cry to or whatever, like that's good. Like there's like little bits and pieces I'm like, okay, I like that. And like I
I
like
don't
that it
really
wasn't.
like that she's crying over a guy that's
Yeah,
not even.
it's like it's like, but she's not crying over the guy. She's crying over like
Yeah, but
it's a weird situation. And like there's a
yeah.
lot of like weird mixed up emotions. Like she's not in love with this guy at all, but it's like this is her like childhood best friend that she had this weird relationship with. And there's like a lot of like kind of, I don't know if I can't think of the right word, but I'm thinking of like her emotions from like all these years are like in a queue, and they all hit at the same time once like it like gets turned back on, right? So I don't know. But yeah, it wasn't really for me. I expected it to be a romance. I was thinking it was going to be something else or whatever. Like there's no romance in this movie. Like because it's not
Yeah.
about that, which is fine because it's not about that. But I don't know what it is. Like I don't like, because it's not romance. It's just a friendship, which is good. But like I was, someone recommended this movie, and I thought they were recommending it as a romance or like it was a big romance movie, and it just wasn't, because that's not the point of it. And if you go in thinking it's going to be like a romance or a drama romance or whatever, you're just going to be disappointed because it's not about like the romance at all. So
So it just wasn't for you. It's not
yeah,
like
it just
your.
wasn't. And I relate to several of the things in it, but it just was not. It didn't do like almost anything for me.
What did you give it out of 10?
I think I gave it like a 6.5.
Jeez.
Just because I'm like, I
Okay.
don't like it
It's
was because
okay.
it was okay, right? Like it doesn't for me.
Yeah.
Like I could see this being like someone's one of their favorite movies if they really resonate with the stuff or whatever.
Mm.
So it was okay. So we did that. Also, like 90 to 95% of the movies in Korean, which I've
Okay.
watched a lot of anime. I watched a Squid Game. Like I don't mind things being other languages and reading. I'm all on for that, and that's going to come into play with the next movie I watched. But I don't know. It was just like it wasn't hitting me as hard. But I also think like I thought it was maybe like cultural differences and stuff like that. But like other people who are like super American, super white that really love this movie, I don't know. I don't get it. Um, so okay, moving on to the next movie. I'm gonna do a little bit of a double feature here because I think these were the last two that I watched this day where I was in bed sick, and I finally watched Neza 1 and Neza 2 because Neza 2 came out earlier this year. It is I think the highest grossing animated film like of all time because of the
Yeah.
Chinese audience, the Chinese boom, and everything. And really knew nothing about these except for, like from the trailers I had seen that the animation looks really good, and I've heard it's really good. It's like on par with like Pixar and like Prime Disney and stuff like that. And I didn't really know what to expect. And but I heard that the first one was terrible and literally like unwatchable, and the second one is like peak. So I was like, oh boy, here we go. But I was like really debating like, should I even watch the first one? Because I have them both on like digital because they were on sale like a while ago. So I have them
Yeah.
to try them. And I was like, man. So I was like looking it up, and everyone was like, yeah, watch the first one. What do you mean? And I'm like, I don't know, because I kept hearing the first one was really bad. It's like okay. So I watched the first one, and I watched like the first 5 minutes, and like it's like defaultly in English for the digital version that I have. And I was like, okay, I immediately am like, I could see how this could be like really off. So I looked in the bonus, and I couldn't change the audio, but then I looked in the bonus features of the one I have, and it has like a whole version in Mandarin with the English subtitles. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that. So I did that, and that first scene, the first 5 minutes, was immediately like it was better, and I was like, okay, I'm in, we're good, we'll see how it goes. And this movie, the first one, is really good. I would
Really?
give Neja 1 an 8 out of 10. That movie is like fantastic. Like I would put this movie like in the conversation with like Kung Fu Panda 1 and like yeah, like it's good. It's really good. It's up there. Um there's like one really stupid like fart joke scene type of deal where like a fart is pivotal in like the final or near the final like standoff battle or whatever, and that's really stupid. So there's like a handful, but like I was told that this was like people who like were complaining about this movie.
Unwatchable.
Yeah, people were like, that's like the whole movie, and I'm like, it is not. Like I'd say like that's like less than 1% of the movie is those jokes.
Yeah.
Like this movie is really solid,
Hmm.
and I mean, it has like some tropes or whatever. Like, I'm a big fan. I know you don't watch anime. I'm a big fan of Naruto. It's my favorite anime or whatever. This is essentially Chinese Naruto, story wise, just condensed into like 2 hour movie or whatever, and a little bit more kid friendly, I guess. But it's really good. The animation is really good. So I watched the first movie and I was like, man, if the second one is so much better than that, holy crap, this is gonna be a 10 out of 10. This is crazy. So I immediately roll. I'm like, I'm hyped. I'm enjoying it. It's like the best movie I've seen tonight. I roll into the second one immediately. Like it's the same thing. The English voice acting. I'm like, no. Well, go find the Mandarin. I find it. I'm good. English subtitles were good. Okay, we're going again. I'm assuming that the people who have talked crap about the first movie watched it in English because like a lot of times the dub of English gets these kind of things like really corny or whatever, or they just get like scenes or dialogue just wrong and it just doesn't work right. Because if you watch it correctly, oh my gosh, that movie was great. So I watched the second one, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give the second one a 7.5.
Ooh.
The second one, the animation immediately was better. I was like I thought the first one was great animation wise. The second one even better. Like everything is just polished. Like the whole animation is dialed from like 8 or a 9 on the scale to an 11. Like it's great. The story is really good. I just feel like it's a little messy, and it goes on a little bit too
Mm.
long. Which was honestly my same problem with Sinners, which I didn't say. I was trying to like lean into that earlier, but like I think both these get a little bit messy with like the composition of like the timeline of events. I feel like the same thing with this movie, where I think it goes on a little bit too long. I did not like the I guess villain of the second one nearly as much as the villain slash antagonist or whatever of the first one. But like it's still really good. It's just and also like and it does have it has like one like pee joke, which is I agree with everyone I've seen is really funny. It's funnier than any joke in the first one. But it's also like it does it like it has a low ceiling. Like it's not like hysterical. It's just kind of like oh
Yeah.
okay, and like I don't know. I feel like as far as like the crudeness of them, they're pretty much equal or whatever.
Okay.
There's just that one really dumb fart scene in the first one, which is like 30 seconds or less of like a 2 hour plus movie. So
Are
like
they both over two
I think
hours?
so. They're both like around 2 hours, maybe a little bit more, but worth it, worth it because yeah, they're really good. Like I would put these two movies up with the likes of like
Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2.
yeah. Well, no, I'd say Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2 are better, but it could be in the conversation with them. Like it deserves to be at the big boys table with them. I would say like to me like when it comes to like DreamWorks and like even animated like that CGI movies or whatever, probably How to Train Your Dragon is like peak for me. I think I like that a little bit more than Kung Fu Panda, but I love Kung Fu Panda. And then this is like, up there with them. This is really good.
Kung- I think How to Train Your Dragon. This is a whole separate conversation, but How to Train Your Dragon, I don't I think it's good, but it has just such weak antagonists. It takes it down for me.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, I feel like the same thing. It might just be a DreamWorks thing because I feel like honestly the same way about the Kung Fu Panda, though.
Tai Lung and Lord Shen.
I think Tai Lung is probably like Tai Lung in the first movie is probably the best villain. Well,
I think the Peacock's better.
he's probably a better villain. I don't know. There's something about the way that he talks and stuff like that. It like makes me not like
I fear him,
yeah like I don't know.
but he's still. I don't know.
I
I think he's a.
don't like it's weird because I know everyone likes Kung Fu Panda 2 better, and I do think I agree overall that it's better a little bit than 1. But I think that 3 is the
It's.
worst, but I think it's still fine.
I haven't seen 4.
Oh yeah, 4's the worst, and then 3.
I haven't seen 4.
I watched 4 I guess last year, but yeah. Anyway, so Neza 1 and 2, both really good. I'll make you watch them at some point. They're both really
Maybe
good.
New Year's.
Speaking of New Year's, I got tickets for the Stranger Things finale in theaters. They're doing
Oh
that.
wow.
They're doing that. They sold out like immediately. I went on because I forgot about it, and then like I saw like an ad on Facebook for them, and I was like, oh, I should go check that. And I went and checked it. They were sold out like the day of or whatever, like everywhere near me. And then I was talking to some other friends about it the next day, and they both were like, oh yeah, we got our tickets, and I was like, man, I feel left out. So I was like, I'm gonna check again, and I checked, and they had like doubled the amount of showings, and those were almost gone. But I was able to snag one at a theater that we've never been to before, but it's like another half hour away. So I'll try it out. But yeah, we're going to that New Year's Eve, so that's exciting.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I hope it's good, man. There's so many things that we'll get into Stranger Things.
We'll get it. Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that later.
So I can't remember. Was that I told you which movies I watched, and then we didn't talk about them.
Neza,
Let's see.
Sinners. Uh,
Okay, yeah, I think those are the only ones I over the hedgehog. I said, yeah, I think that's all the ones I talked about that day, and then last night I was like home alone again, and I did not feel like playing any like games or doing anything or whatever, and so I was working on some other stuff, and I decided to put on a couple movies while I was doing that. Oh, I was doing like other work, so I watched Iron Man 1. That's a really good movie. It's a very solid movie. It's a very solid
Really
movie.
good movie.
I'm fine with where we put it. I think it would be competing with Avengers 1 for that top place in the Phase 1, but I'm fine with it. I think it's either 1 or 2. It's really good.
I think it's one of the best in the MCU.
It's up there. Have you watched it recently?
Yeah, I did. I think it
Man.
was about. I think I watched it 2 years ago, a year ago,
Yeah.
something like that.
It's really good. Yeah.
It is. Especially now. I think when we watched it, we didn't. It was good, but especially, you know what is also nice is when you watch the MCU. The reason why I went back and watched it is because we had been getting all these just poor MCU movies, and I was just like, I was starting to question like, have they always just been this bad? And I was just a kid, and I know. And I went back and I rewatched Phase 1, and I was like, no, those were just good movies.
Well, the
Those were
thing
just
is,
good
like those movies were meant because they didn't know the MCU was going to be a thing. So early on, most of them were just meant to be like their own thing, and then they're doing this little
movies.
tie-in. Exactly, like Iron Man 1. Like I would put Iron Man 1 up with the Tobey movies. Well, the first two. I'm not a big fan of 3, but yeah, like
I'm not a big fan of 3 either.
like the Tobey movies stand on their own. They don't touch anything else. Iron Man 1 stands on its own, but it also sets up everything else. And it does good. Like the villain's good. Tony's
I wish
great.
the villain was a little better, but it's not bad.
It has the best villain of any Iron Man movie. For sure. You got
Guess so.
Whiplash is awful, and the Mandarin.
Well, Whiplash I think
fake
had
Mandarin.
more potential.
Sure, but he's awful.
They really did miss the boat. Yeah.
So did I almost said Maxwell Lord? That's DC. Whatever Killian.
Yeah.
Killian.
Aldrich Killian.
Yeah.
Aldrich Killian.
Yeah.
I like him too, though. I feel like I'm fine with it. Whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked Iron
level.
Man 1. It's great. And then I did. Me and my wife watched Godzilla from 1998 with Matthew Broderick.
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh, okay. This feels like a 90s, dinosaur monster movie. Man, it's like Godzilla is the worst part of that movie because like Matthew Broderick just feels like you're watching. It feels like right in line with like The Mummy or something like that. Like it feels like that like timeline type of deal. Matthew Broderick's great. I completely forgot about like the French like special forces guys in that movie.
Oh yeah, that's the only movie I know him from.
Yeah, and they're like that's great. Like it's fun. It's just a fun movie. It's not great, but it's a fun.
You remember what I called it?
No.
Jurassic Madison Square Garden.
Jurassic Madison Square Garden. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
It's a fun movie. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I just realized like I had nightmares last night. It was probably about that. I was wondering like why am I in a hockey rink? It's not hockey, but like in my nightmares I was in a hockey rink. That's crazy. Anyway, unrelated. But so yeah, those are the movies I've watched. I know I've talked for most of this episode so far, but like you were busy with holidays and stuff, and I was home alone over the holidays, so I watched movies to kill the time.
I think I did watch. I did rewatch Knives Out.
Oh, okay, yeah, Wake Up Dead Band's coming out soon.
Yeah, and so
looking for that.
when I was back home, a lot of our family hadn't seen it, so I showed it to them. And on this watch, because I really didn't like Glass Onion, I was just kind of like maybe
I think
the
Glass Onion's great. It's just not as good. Like Knives Out is like really good.
I was so disappointed by Glass Onion, and it made me very mad. So I was just like, maybe Knives Out is also as poor as this. I just don't remember. No, Knives Out is still really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's still really good. The performances from all the actors is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I don't like about it, I don't know if you remember, but it adds a wrinkle, but I just don't like when they do this stuff, like how Ana de Armas's character cannot lie without having to throw up.
I mean, I think that's
It's
kind
just
of like
that's not a thing. That's not
but
a thing.
it fits that it fits like the kind of because it's
It
not like
creates
it's a
interesting
quirky
parts of the
like
story.
world that these stories are in.
Yeah, but it's just it takes me that part takes me out of it a little bit. Like immediately, I'm like, okay, this is not like a realistic murder scenario. I'm like, I have to force myself back into be like, just play along with it, and it's a fun time, and it produces fun scenarios where you're like, oh, she can't lie, but it's also kind of like, this is so dumb. Like anybody could, you can lie during this. Come on. But still, really good movie. You
Yeah,
know, 8 out of 10, whatever. Really
yeah, I
good
like
movie.
Knives Out. It's really good. It's up there for me. Yeah, I've seen it 2 or 3 times. I rewatched it a few years ago. I remember, and I keep seeing it like on stuff, and like I've been looking for something to watch lately. Like the other day when I was looking for one of these movies to watch, I saw that one and I thought about it, but I don't know. Like I feel like that movie's a little un. I don't know. It's hard to rewatch, I guess, for me.
It's hard to rewatch murder mystery movies.
Yeah, because like once you know who did it, it's like that's the
Yeah,
whole point.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
This that
So
one, and I was kind of scared that I'd feel that way, but this one was enjoyable because you get when you're not focused on the mystery, you get to really enjoy the performances more. Like Michael Shannon's in that.
oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, he's great.
he's great. And of course Benoit Blanc,
Oh yeah,
uh, Daniel Craig is great. Chris Evans, you know, but
with his
that was just something
sweaters.
added this time.
Like
I,
every time I think of
dude,
Chris Evans now, like before I think of Captain America, even I think of him in that stupid sweater. Like,
well, that's funny. You bring that up. Literally, I think it was before I watched Knives Out. I was just saw a video on YouTube. It was like the best sweaters in all of TV, whatever. I'm like, and I just thought it was me that was kind of niche. I was like, oh well, I'd probably put that Knives Out sweater at the top. I click it, and he's just like, and guys, we all know what's number one. He's like, it's the Chris Evans sweater from Knives Out.
that
I was
makes
like,
sense. It looks so
okay.
comfy, but like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Number two was the Billy Crystal one from When Harry Met Sally. I
I've
haven't
never
seen the
seen that
movie, but
movie.
I've seen the pictures. I've seen the pictures of him in it, and I'm like, that's a nice sweater. So I was kind of like, those are probably my top two, and they were the top two. But anyway, yeah, it's a good movie. I don't think I really watched any other movies than that.
Okay. Well, I think at this point we can roll into anything else you want to talk about before we probably just finish up. Like the rest of the episode is probably just gonna be Stranger Things. I'm gonna talk about
Well,
my Yep.
did you want to go? You want to save MCU Phase 3 for another day? Because there's a lot in Phase 3.
Yeah, yeah. We'll save it for another day. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We'll do that. I think we'll just kind of just finish up this one because we're gonna have. Luckily, we're gonna have a few weeks without any Stranger Things talking. Hopefully, unless
That's
something big
true.
drops or whatever, because the next episode isn't until Christmas, and then like the Christmas and New Year's will probably be like basically right after each other, unless we do one between them. That might just be the next Stranger Things one might be the final one. Well, who knows? So we'll just we got kind of a decent amount to cover here with this last one. I'm fine with talking about anything else if you want to before we get into that, but I'm gonna. I was doing my rewatch. I hadn't gotten into season 4 when we last talked, so we had finished season 4 now, and of course we saw the new stuff, season 5, volume 1. So
Do you want to do like your quick review of season 4?
yeah, I was just gonna touch up on season 4 a little bit, and then
Go
and
ahead.
then we'll okay. So we'll go ahead and get into Stranger Things. So if you've been here this whole time and you don't like Stranger Things, you can leave now if you want, or just turn the volume
We
down and
know
give
who
us
you are.
yeah, just give us the view. No, okay. So season 4, I might have to change my rankings. Oh, rankings. Okay, before Stranger Things, real quick. I don't know. I don't remember what I said last week when we were talking about Wicked and the rankings of the Wizard of Oz stuff and everything like that. I've like had it for more time or whatever. I don't remember what my rankings was then, but I do think I have my rankings now for all 4.
You had, I think before you had Wicked, Wicked for Good, Wizard of Oz, Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would just take Wicked for Good, put it at the bottom. So it's Wicked, Wizard of Oz,
Why is it at the
Oz the Great,
bottom?
because it's just like
What
or
shifted it that much?
Nothing. It's just like I don't know, like it kind of sat with me more. I've been listening to the soundtrack. It's not as good. It's just not nearly as good. But is it? No. Okay. No. Okay. Wicked, Wizard of Oz. It's classic. It still is really good. And then For Good, just because Oz the Great and Powerful is like a. It's good. Like I think all these movies are at least 7 out of 10s. Did I give For Good a 6.5?
I think you did.
Man, no, not yeah. So I have to give Oz the Great. No, Oz the Great and Powerful is at least at most a 6.5.
I need to rewatch that to defend it right
Yeah,
now
I
because
rewatched it after Wicked Part 1, and it did not hold up nearly as well. It's still fun. I like it. I like, James Franco as the wizard. The character switches and everything is pretty obvious, but yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd put The Wizard of Oz at number 2. I think it is. Wizard of Oz is definitely better than For Good. So
okay. So Wicked, Wizard of Oz, For Good, Oz the Great and Powerful.
yeah, and again, I like all of them. So like just because
So
Oz
your
the Great and
ranking
Powerful is at
stayed
the
the same.
bottom.
I think you did shift it. You did shift
Yeah.
with Wizard of Oz.
So yeah, because that's just disrespectful. Wizard of Oz is way better than For Good.
Wizard of Oz is still a good movie.
Yeah,
Let's be honest,
Wizard of
it's
Oz
still
is
a good
great.
movie.
Yeah, but like, just I mean, I like all of them. So I'm not. Apparently, our other brother is a big Wizard of Oz fan, so he really liked For Good. I didn't know that he was big into
Really.
Oz
I
lore,
know
but
he
apparently he
loves.
is.
I know he loves Oz the Great and Powerful.
Yeah, he said that's his favorite. So like he's never gonna watch this because he's doesn't like us. But but that's why I feel like I have to say, like, I like Oz the Great and Powerful. I think all four of those movies are enjoyable, good. It just I think I would put For Good slightly above it. Like I think they're all good. It's just that's the ranking that I would do.
I
Okay.
think I view Wicked the same as Sinners, where it's just like it's a good movie. It's not for me. Like
Okay. I mean
this is
that's
me.
fine. I
I
think that
felt
Wicked, the first one, is
more.
is just I think it's really good, like paced and whatever. I think that I think everything about it, like Wicked feels like it. I don't know what. Never mind. I don't know what I was gonna say, but it's
Anyway,
good. I like it.
season 4.
Okay. Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Rest of the episode. Stranger Things. Okay. So season 4, we get Eddie Munson. Eddie is a treasure. Eddie is
Yeah.
so good. Like immediately, right out the gate, Eddie like blows Nancy and Jonathan out of the water. Like he's fighting with Steve for who's the best like teenager in this show. It's still Steve, but
It's still
um,
Steve.
and then like you got Robin. Like it was like Robin came in season 3. Like Steve just
Argyle.
stayed at the top. Although Steve isn't great in season 1. So I don't know what you'd say about season 1
matter.
rankings or whatever. But like
Yeah, but you
season
have to.
season 2 later, Steve is like way ahead, and then you've got like Nancy and Jonathan or whatever. Who cares? And then
Okay.
well, no, see, I like Nancy a lot too. Have you heard the nicknames for Nancy Wheeler?
Walk her down.
Walk 'em down, Wheeler. Oh, that's cool. That's so freaking cool. Like
Where'd
Nancy
they
with
get
the
that from?
shotgun. It's just I don't know. She's just gonna walk him down with the shotgun. Like that's so cool. Like man, Nancy. She's yeah. She's tough, man. Like you can't
I'm not a
disrespect
Nancy
Nancy.
fan. I'm not. I don't like Nancy.
If anything, like I like all the characters. So if anything, like just because Jonathan is probably my least favorite of the teenagers, like it makes me feel terrible because I'm like, give Jonathan some love. Like I don't know what they're gonna do. Like Jonathan is also a great character, and he's like kind of been like high roaded for the last 2 or 3 seasons. Like he's barely there, and Steve is just like tripping over accidentally stealing his girl almost, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Because I like Steve more, but I don't think Nancy deserves Steve. So like I don't know.
No, she doesn't.
So you got Steve, and then I would say after like season 3, it's Steve and Robin. Like Robin shot past him because Robin's great, and then you got like Nancy and Jonathan. But then season 4 happens, and you get Argyle, who is like
Really good.
still good, but bottom of the list of the teenagers.
No, he's not.
Like
He's third.
he's not as good of a character as Jonathan or Nancy.
But he provides so
He's
much
hilarious.
in his character.
At first, he's not.
that
At first, I
was
thought
ne-
he was annoying, but
It
later
was
on,
needed though.
oh yeah, but yeah, by the end of the season, I love him. But I saw you kind of complaining about this with season 4 that he's not returning. I think
Season 5.
yeah, season 5. Yeah, I think that kind of works. I've seen people complaining that he's not returning and that the 2 Russian guys from season 4, like Yuri and Enzo or Antonov or whatever his name was. I'm like,
See, I need to look up
like-
what these people look like because I forgot about them. Yuri and Enzo.
yeah. Enzo was in Game of Thrones. He was the guy with the faceless man assassin dude that trained Arya. I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones.
Okay. I remember them.
He was the
faintly,
guard
yeah.
that broke Hopper out
Yeah.
of jail, and then Yori was
right.
the pilot who like betrayed them all, and then at the end turns around and gets them out of there with his helicopter.
Yeah.
But I'm like, those guys to me are in the same category as Argyle, in that like I really liked them in that season. It made sense for them to be in that season though. They're not part of Hawkins. It wouldn't make sense. Like Argyle's going to go back to his family in California now. He's done with this stuff. Same thing with Susie. Like I don't know if Susie's going to be in this season. I feel like we should at least get a call or something, but we'll see.
No, I think they mention it in season 4 that they're done.
What? Broken up?
Dustin and
I don't
Susie?
think so. No.
I thought they do.
Not
They
that
already
I know
mentioned
of.
that they're done.
No, I don't believe so. But we'll get into 5 when we get there. But yeah, so like Eddie's the highlight of season 5 or season 4 for me.
I thought they did it in season 4
Yeah.
because the Neverending Story is season 3.
Yeah, season 3. And then season 4, like the first episode, it's like the opening scene where you're seeing what everyone's up to or whatever. When you're seeing what Dustin's up to, he's on the radio or whatever with Susie, and she's hacking into his school's software to raise his grades from like a D to an A or something. Because she's a hacker, that's why they go and get her later on to hack into the government thing to find out where, or I guess it's not government, but they got to find out where Elle was taken. So Eddie, just Eddie is season 4.
He's awesome.
He's great the whole time. Man, I teared up when he died at the end, man. If anyone needs to come back, we talked about Bob earlier. If anyone should come back, it's gonna be Eddie. They're not bringing anyone back. I'm convinced of that.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead and he's staying dead. I like did I talk to you about the aspect of like the theories about like because the D&D lore and stuff like that and like who he's parallel to with the Kaz character who's a vampire or whatever. I think that would have been really cool. I'm like convinced they are not doing that. Yeah, and that's fine.
I don't want to see it.
But yeah, so we'll get into that with 5. But yeah, Eddie is like season 4. Just big note, it's just Eddie. Like Eddie is fantastic. I actually like people talk about how they don't like the basketball team. I think the basketball team is a really good human antagonist because you usually have like you usually have the upside down antagonist and then you have like the human antagonist. In season 2, they don't really have much of a human antagonist. Because Owens is a good guy, but you don't know it the whole time. Owens is like the doctor who's like now he's in charge of the stuff or whatever, and he's like secretive about stuff. Like he's got some shady stuff, but he is the whole time he comes back and forth, and you kind of do get the gist that he's the nice one and Brenner's the mean one. Brenner comes back. Brenner still best human antagonist in the entire show.
Yeah.
Man, kind of wish they didn't have to kill him off, just because he would be so much better for this season than someone else. And then season 3 is the Russians, and then like that's fun. I don't know. I like the basketball team. The basketball team is scary. Like not the basketball team. Jason is scary.
The thing is also they don't look like teenagers. From what I remember, Jason looks like an adult.
I don't know. To me, they look like teenagers.
And I don't know. The whole thing is I also hated what it did to Lucas as well. I don't know. I just didn't like the basketball team aspect at all. Uh, I don't like introducing. I didn't like them. I didn't like the characters.
Yeah, I
I'd
mean,
have to really
yeah.
watch to get my complete thoughts. But I just remember being like, I just hate these characters. I just don't want them on my screen. Um, but yeah. Anyway, you go ahead.
Yeah, just a second.
But yeah, the I think season four. So after I don't want to talk about five, but Vecna shows up
Oh
season
yeah,
four.
yeah. That's the other part I was gonna get to. Like Vecna is also probably
So
like the
good
strongest like upside down antagonist that we have. Like he's super
by
good.
far.
And like the way that his whole like the whole backstory, like how you get all these different threads throughout the whole season, and then by the end, like the final like 2 or 3 episodes, they just all like tie together. And then you think that they're done tying together, and then like here's this other thing that you forgot about that's also tied in. Here's this other thing that tied
Yeah.
in, and that kind of seems like that's might be what they're going for with five too. Is that like now like that was like season 4 was all tying together by the end of the season, and then I'm hoping it seems like what they're teasing is season 5 is all going to tie back to the beginning of the show, and start tying all the stuff together. So that's what I'm hoping for / looking forward to. But yeah, Vecna's super
Can't really
good.
miss.
Henry
I
slash
mean,
one, it's
yeah.
super good. Like the whole like Vecna himself is good. I think my favorite like iteration or version of him or anything to do with him though is when he's the orderly, because that dude
That's what a lot of people
has just
say.
such like creepy like aura about him. He's just so good at that role. It just works perfectly
Yeah.
for that guy. I saw some people saying that like 11. Oh, you haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know if you'll remember this, but like in the flashbacks, like most of the season, 11 is like going in and out of like flashbacks or whatever. She's like in the machine that's supposed to like help her remember the stuff that she's blocked out. So she's basically like half the time it's her. It's like Millie Bobby Brown in the position where her younger, littler self would have been. But then like it'll just like
Yeah.
flash and there'll be like the smaller version. And it'll show her. To me,
Yeah.
she like people. I've been seeing people like talk about that and be like, "Oh wow, that actress looks just like her. That's great." I'm like, "Isn't that just the CGI Millie Bobby Brown's face on like a younger actor?"
Is it?
I think
I
it
remember
is.
it did
I
look
don't,
similar.
like to me that like it looks CGI, but maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. But yeah,
I
that
didn't think it was CGI at the time, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was.
yeah. Well, yeah, we'll probably touch on that a little bit with the new season because they do something similar there.
I didn't notice it then, to be honest.
In 5,
Yeah, I did.
okay.
I don't look for that, to be honest. So,
A lot of it was just talking about well because they do it 2 different ways, and I'll talk about that when we get into it.
yeah.
But man, the fight Max in season 4 is like the main character, and she kind of steals the show. Like
Yeah.
Max is great in season 4.
And I didn't like Max until that season.
She kind of like didn't. I was kind of like neutral on her. I'm like, oh, it's just new
Well,
party
season two,
member.
she's introduced, right? And she was
Yeah,
annoying then. And then she's like even more annoying in season three. And then season four, they decide to give her own arc. And, I really liked it.
I don't think she's annoying in season 3. I think she's pretty good in season 3,
She
but like
did
she
with the
doesn't
whole
shine
11 stuff.
until. But the 11 stuff is complicated because 11 doesn't know what she's doing.
I
Max is
know, and
trying to
Max
help,
is encouraging her.
but she's trying to help, and
No, I don't like
there's aspects of what she's doing that she's right about, but then but like you also have the aspects of, like you have Hopper's right about things, but Hopper's also being overprotective, but he's right to be. You have Mike who is like a mix of like he's trying to be overprotective, but also like, you know, he wants to, be boyfriend and girlfriend with Elle. I got so like, and then you got
Yeah.
Max who like sees her friend is going through a hard time and wants to like they all have things that they're like wrong about in their greater intentioned stuff. I would say. But and then okay. Oh, and then oh man. So still season 4 here. Like the Russia stuff. That's why I think I'm gonna have to change up my my ranking again for Stranger Things because the Russia stuff in 4 is like really good. Like,
It's
man,
pretty good.
like,
I was scared it would take me out of it, but I think I remember being like, "This is actually working pretty well."
yeah, like I
It,
remember like when it was supposed to be when it was starting up, I was like, man, we're not in Hawkins. This isn't, I don't like, but like knowing about it this time or whatever, and like not kind of expecting the whole season for him to be in Russia,
yeah,
and not like waiting for Hopper to get back to Hawkins and start helping. Like with the knowledge that like he stays in Russia pretty much the whole season, I was able to just enjoy the Russia stuff and not like wait for it to be over, and that helped a
yeah.
lot. So man, the Russia stuff is good. The fact and stuff, like everything about 4 is just so strong. I don't know if there's a low point in 4. Man, 4 is really good. Like it. My ranking changed up into like I still have 1 at the bottom, which is still good. I like 1 now. 1 at the bottom, then 2, and it's just kind of slightly above 1. The problem is now though, because I really like 3. 3 is just super fun. I think like 4 is just like all highs though. So like 4 might be my favorite now. It's man.
Trying to think about things I did. I I'm trying to think of reasons why I didn't really like why I what were some lows of 4? Like I'm trying to rack my brain for some. I do think I think the Russia stuff I liked it, but as you said when I was watching it, I was kind of like, guys, we got 2 episodes left, and
We got to get back to
like,
Hawkins. Stuff is happening.
yeah, like Hopper is still in Russia. What are we doing? Um, and now maybe if I rewatched it now, I'd be like,
But I
okay,
also I don't remember them tying this in, but they do. Like they tie in because they are able to find out by communicating with some of the people in Hawkins. They're able to find out about this, like get the general idea of what's going on in Hawkins, and that's why they go back to the prison for the last like 1 or 2 episodes. Like they escape and they go back because like they know because it's all connected in hive mind or whatever. Like if they go back and like fight the monsters and the demogorgons and stuff, that's gonna help in Hawkins, and that's where they do it. The only problem I have with that whole sequence or whatever is like the power scaling for demogorgons in the show is just all over the place.
it's not been, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
we're gonna
awful.
talk about that.
It's awful.
We're
It's
gonna talk
it's
about
really
that.
bad in 5. But
I just
I
remember the
forgot
low.
about this completely. Is Hopper fights a demogorgon 1-on-1 with like a
With a
Roman
sword.
gladius sword. Yeah,
Mhm.
which is super awesome, but makes no sense.
Yeah. And
Um,
I just remember my low for the season is probably the basketball team.
Man, I like the bat, and but they're also kind of back in 5.
And yeah, you're right, and I don't like that. We'll get into that. We'll get
Yeah,
into it.
yeah. So I'm
Uh,
trying to think if there's anything else, man. I like the relationships and like the switching up of stuff or whatever.
is Dustin and Steve just as strong in that season? I'm trying to
And
remember.
4,
Yeah.
no, well, like because Dustin is really like focused on Eddie. So and
Okay.
Steve is it's almost kind of cute because it's like Steve is like jealous of Eddie the whole time because Dustin it's like
Yeah.
Dustin's new like big brother type archetype person or whatever. So you could tell Steve is like kind of jealous of like because he's Steve the Hare Harrington and his little guy who's been like idling him for the past 2 seasons now is this other guy who was like this weird outcast dude who's like not popular like and it's like how am I Steve the Hare Harrington like losing to this guy or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like they have a really good moment where those two like are kind of like walking and talking where he's just like or Eddie talks to him and he's like is like I've heard a lot about you or whatever. He's like Dustin won't shut up about you, Steve, or whatever. Like that dude idolizes you, or whatever. And it's just like this good moment, like because Dustin and Steve, that's the best. That's the best part
Yeah.
of the show. Which, man, season 5 hurts. We're gonna get into that.
We gotta.
So
We'll get
I'm
into
trying to
that.
think if there's man. There's so much in 4.
What do you give? What do you give for on a scale of 1 to 10?
9.5. Yeah, 9.5.
That's pretty. That's good.
I can't like
I
man,
wouldn't go that high. I'd go 8.5 or maybe a 9, but
it's really
probably an
good. Like all
8.5.
the Vecna stuff is really good. The Eddie stuff is really good.
Chrissy.
The memes that came out of it. I don't know if you remember this, but like Chrissy Wake
Chrissy,
Up.
wake
Yeah,
up.
the song. Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
so good. So yeah, I love season 4, man. I think it might be my favorite. It's like it's so basically it's in reverse release order for me right now, like 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clip that and get massacred for it later.
I don't hate that take. I don't hate it.
Okay, now season 5.
Season 5. Do you score halfway through it?
No, I'm not gonna give a score now.
What? Okay, if let me ask you this: if you had to, if can you just score the first 4 episodes? You're not scoring
No,
the
I'm
season.
not
You're
scoring
just,
them. I'm not scoring them. Because I'm gonna wait for the whole thing. Because that's. I wish it was out. I wish it was
let's
all
put it
out.
this way. Let's put it this way. We just talked about, it was hard to find the lows in season 4. If they land this season 5, I think it's pretty easy to find the lows in season 5.
Yes, yes. I think that there's one super big problem with season 5. I think there's a few like nitpicky problems.
All right. Let's get into this. What is your big gripe with season 5 so far?
The villain, the like the no, not the upside down
Okay,
villain.
K.
The human
K.
antagonist. Yeah, Doctor
Yeah.
K. Again now, not, like every human antagonist so far has been at least good, if not like great. Like well, you don't like the basketball team, so
I
they're
don't like basketball team.
but like Owens was like, is he or is he not? I like Owens. I've always liked Owens. He's still alive. Last we checked, so he could come into play. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if they brought Brenner back somehow. But like, man, like I don't understand. Like, what's with the hair? Like, why is this literally just like a Walmart version of like a knockoff Brenner? Like, do a different thing.
Yeah.
This feel like that's my like I don't know. Plus, she's military. Like she works from also
Yeah.
like like the black guy who's like in charge of the military, who's like right under her or whatever. He's better than her. He's a
Yeah.
better antagonist. Like if he was
Yeah.
the threat, fine. Like I don't. But again, we don't know anything about her. So depending on the payoff at the end and how they tie it in or whatever, like, it could
They
be.
act like we. This is the thing. We don't know anything about her because they're acting like we should.
Well, not really.
Because Hopper's like, yeah, I know about Kay. We know about Kay. So we know she's behind it all. And I'm like, who the frick is Kay?
You're talking about when he's like interrogating the guy.
Yeah.
I think that's just like the interrogation thing. Like, oh yeah, oh we know
I
about
know,
that
but
already.
I'm like, if you want to build up a character, have him talk about build her up. Be
Like,
like,
well,
you know,
I am assuming they are going to like build her backwards, like almost like Vecna, but like she's nowhere near Vecna. But like we're gonna get why she's tied to it later. I think you'd have to. Like otherwise, like
I don't
why?
think there's anything compelling that you could tell about that.
I don't know. We'll see. Like jury's out on me, but I think that she's definitely the lowest point for me. I really don't
Okay.
like her, but I could like right now. I think that she's like a 3 or 4 out of 10 villain. I think she's really bad. If you turned her around, I could see her being like a 7 by the end of the season.
That's the thing is the highest, even with a recovery, the highest that she could get to is a 7.
Yes, but there's so much else going on. Like
Yeah.
that's a blemish. She's a blemish, but like on all like in the grand scheme of things, I don't care if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
there's so much else for me to
There's
worry
so
about.
much going on to fill the attention void. You're just like, I don't like her. Anyway, what are we doing? You're like,
Yeah,
like
people
it just
are
takes your attention away immediately.
yeah, a little annoyed with Hopper this season, a little bit,
Yeah.
but that's I feel like that's kind of always the way it is. Like you're annoyed
I
with him at the
think-
beginning, and then like later on, he gets better. But I feel like you keep
I
having
wanna-
that arc. Like eventually,
I think a lot of our gripes is going to be characters, less story gripes.
yeah. So okay, I gotta bring something up. because you texted me the other day because we were waiting to do this until you finished your episodes. You texted me the other day when you had only done one, or you'd only done two, and one, we have the rule where we're not supposed to talk about stuff until we're on the podcast. We're not supposed to talk about like current stuff or whatever. So, but the problem was, I
said I guess I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, you did exactly. But the thing is, I thought about it, and you're like, you had watched the first two episodes. You're like, does it get better? And I was like, I thought about it. And I'm like, oh yeah, for sure. Because the last two episodes, like, that's got the episode 3 is the Turbo Trap. That's when they do the Home Alone stuff, which is peak. And then episode 4 is insane. Like all the episode 4 stuff, which that got spoiled for me. Like the night it came out, I was at work. I couldn't watch it. So, ooh. And I was trying to stay off social media or whatever, but I don't follow any Stranger Things stuff or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to see it. But like, it's so big that it was going everywhere on other stuff too. So I saw the picture of Will doing Will stuff. And it was like a blurry, like fake picture from someone's phone. And I'm like, oh no, like it's still gonna be hype. At that point I stayed away. I didn't want to know like what happened or anything. So, but like, yeah, it was a little bit ruined for me. But like I was like, okay, yeah, 3 is really good because you got the Home Alone. 4 is really good because you got like everything that happens in 4 is crazy. And I was like, okay, yeah, the first 2 episodes. I like the first episode because it kind of sets up everything. They have to set it up. I like the squawk, the radio thing, and like their base of operations.
I don't understand. Never mind. You go ahead. It's a nitpick.
I mean, I like the squawk. I like Robin and Steve doing their thing. For some reason, in this post-apocalyptic world, they still have to be employed. So like they're just doing their own thing.
How did they get a radio tower? Like I don't.
I think it. I think it like because the town is almost abandoned. There's like it's probably 10% of the people who live there now, and now they can't leave because they're quarantined. Because at the end of season 4, when the earthquake or whatever, the people from California are driving in to bring the kids from California, and while they're doing that, like the town is leaving, like the streets are packed, everyone's leaving. So there's like a skeleton crew of people that still live in Hawkins. So I think that like there might not even be other radio shows in the town. Like it's just them. They're like, we want to do this for fun, so that's what they do, and they use that for their stuff. Again, that might have been that I kind of got that because I had just watched season 4. You might have forgotten about that, or whatever. But yeah, like there's like almost no one there. I'm surprised the Wheelers are still there, to be honest.
Yeah,
because they seem like they're like high, like they have money. They could go or whatever. Like I understand why Joyce can't leave, but then again, I don't because Joyce doesn't live there anymore. Yeah. So, but whatever. So yeah, I like the squawk. I like the setting up of the first episode or whatever. I wasn't sure about. I was kind of the Mr. What's It. I was kind of hoping that was gonna be something else, which could be more. I've seen some people theorize that like Mr. What's It actually is like a good guy. Yeah, who is like using this. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe, but there's just like we don't know yet. We got less than half a season out right now. We need the rest. But
I mean, you can try to blow my mind, but I heard somebody saying they love the Mr. What's It part, the mystery of who's Mr. What's It. I'm like, we all know that's Henry.
Oh, I did not know that.
Why is this all an illusion? Who else is that going to be?
Well,
who else is that going to be?
I realized it was going to be Henry. I thought they were going to add another character. Well, no, when she's writing Henry, that was
when she's writing Henry. I'm like, yeah, why? We know what are we doing?
Why are we writing in all caps?
Mystery.
Yeah, why are we writing in all caps now? Everything else you wrote was normal and fast. Why is Henry in all caps and slow?
That's another thing.
But I mean, I figured it out once they started, like, because what's his name? I think that like Mike and Nancy start putting it together either before or while they're talking to the mom. So like, it wasn't the Henry reveal that I realized it. It was like during that conversation though.
I thought it was Henry the entire time.
I didn't. But that makes sense. That's the thing. Like, I'm like, who is this mystery person? Is this a good guy? Is this a bad guy? Who knows? Like,
that was the most pointless mystery to me.
I thought.
And when I hear people saying they love the mystery, I'm like, what mystery are you talking about?
I also, like, those people could be familiar with, like, that book, at the time.
The Wrinkle in Time.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that book or that story. So apparently that character is from there, or Mrs. What's It, I think is what the character is.
Well, they say
So
in the show, yeah.
yeah, so like I'm assuming that they're like, if you're a fan of that, there's like Easter eggs that tie to that or whatever, right? Um, on the flip side of that, like that one I didn't realize until it was basically happening. Or like I didn't kind of narrow in on that, you know, like I was kind of hoping for something better. I was a little disappointed it was Henry, if anything.
I mean, I was kind of like, I hope it's not Henry. But like when they're trying to reveal this thing, I'm like,
Yeah.
I hope it's not Henry because
When they were
like
well, I think that was probably
it's
what it
the
was for me,
easiest
because I was
mystery in the world.
yeah, for me it was the thing that I was hoping it wasn't Henry. But like once they got to where they're basically revealing it, I'm like, and they're talking to her about it or whatever, I'm like, we don't have any other clues at this point, so it's got to be Henry. Like that's the only person it could be at this point. They're not introducing any new characters. On the flip side of it, though, I did clock like immediately. I figured the person who was spying on Holly and then was in the thing or whatever. I knew that was good. I had a strong feeling that was going to be Max.
I did too. Yeah.
So, which I like. Yeah, it's like
Cool.
side note. With her being in, you have a theory yet on who she's playing in Brand New Day?
I don't. I really don't care. I mean, her saying like people forget hair color can change.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Watch
you
her
saw
be,
that.
watch her be just like a nobody in the movie. Like watch her not do anything.
Yeah.
Like I don't like we're gonna get all up in ours like who is she playing? Like we've done this with so many MCU movies of who are these people we know? Who are they playing? Who are they playing? And then it's just like, you know, either a created character that people like don't know, or it's just somebody so inconsequential to the story. I don't know. I mean, it'd be cool if she's Gwen.
I'd be
We're gonna
cool
do
with
Gwen
that.
again? I
would
could
be
be
cool
on the
with that.
board with it, but I'm like, okay, we're gonna do Gwen again. All right. Because like I don't know who else you're gonna do. You can't do MJ. I feel like Betty and Liz.
What about
Well, they exist. You can't do them. You could do Black Cat,
Yeah,
but
that's
I think I
that'd be
I don't
crazy.
want to. I think isn't Sadie Sink like 21 or something like that? Isn't she like young?
I guess,
I
but
don't want.
they're not gonna go with risque Black Cat.
Yeah, I guess so.
She's gonna be
But
like Night Monkey Black Cat.
yeah, but I'd want somebody closer to 30 playing Black Cat.
But also, how old is Peter supposed to be?
Well, Peter is supposed to be what, 18, 20,
Yeah,
19?
so he's around that age.
Yeah, but I mean like the actress. I don't want Black Cat can be 25, but I want the actress to be closer to 30. You
I
know, like I
guess.
want her to look older. I don't want her to look, like Max is playing right now a girl who's 15, 16 years old. Sadie Sink is. I don't want her first movie to be where she's a seductive, you know,
I
whatever
guess
is
I
that,
just don't. If the
burglar.
MCU ever brings in Black Cat, I don't think that she's gonna be that archetype.
I wouldn't do that.
But yeah, I think I don't have a theory right now. I think everything is up in the air. I've been trying to stay away from spoilers for this movie best I can, because that like I
Yeah.
was really into it with No Way Home, and now I just kind of want this movie. This movie feels like it should be kind of like tighter, just like small town, or like
I hope
friendly
so, and
neighborhood
I'm
Spider-Man.
scared because it's the Shang-Chi director, and I'm not a huge fan of Shang-Chi. Anyways, what is back to the Stranger
Yeah, back
Things?
to Stranger Things.
Um,
But yeah, I'm
the
interested in
first
the
two
Holly
episodes are
things.
slow.
So
There's
okay, there. I thought about it after you said that, and I was like, wait a
there's
minute.
one thing in episode two.
Yeah, that is great. Like the Wheeler, like
Yeah,
attack. That is crazy. That's the only thing I remember from episode 2, though.
yeah,
But like that is like that's probably like the second craziest thing that happens in the whole show so far.
that's the real walk 'em down Wheeler.
Yeah, like it's a whole family of walking down Wheelers. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Mrs. Wheeler, man, like it's such a small little moment and it's not that big of a deal, but I'm so happy. Like, cause the whole show, like Ted is just a useless bumbling idiot.
I love Ted so much.
And,
I
like
love Ted so
like my wife
much.
hates Ted. She just watched the whole show with me. She hates him, right? And
And a lot of people
even
do. They're like, he's such a deadbeat. I'm like, you
and
don't know what a
but
deadbeat
even
is.
but even her, when she was watching it, she was like, yes, he's stepping up. he's going up there with a golf club. He's gonna and like when he sees it, he doesn't like try
He
to
doesn't
run.
run away.
He still like does Ted. He
Yeah.
like does like as much of a like a try to act as Ted can do. Like,
Yeah.
man, I almost think one of them should like the Ted should have died
Should have
there.
died.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the thing. They should. One of them should have died.
and I think
And and this is just the thing. I love them both. I didn't want either of them to die, but one of them should have died.
yeah, but I think that especially for the story, whatever, because Ted doesn't care about anything, so he's not going to be able to connect the dots like Karen can. So I think that you have to leave Karen alive. I think that Ted should have died, but also Karen's injuries were like way worse than Ted's.
Yeah, no, Karen should have died.
Karen should have died from what we had there.
But as you said, Ted couldn't have connected the dots, so you could technically kill Ted. But the thing is, nobody would care. I feel like if you killed Ted, people would be like, "Oh no, the dad died," and I'd be like, "Nah."
I think the thing is, if you kill Ted there, you have to step him up more. Like he has to have him. Like he has to step up more in that scene. So like we finally see the deadbeat dad kind of step up and like really like step into it. And then like you cut it short there, like almost like an Eddie thing, except for Eddie's just great the whole time. But like Eddie's like the whole thing was he just keeps running away, and at the end he's like, I didn't run this time, and it's like, oh my gosh, my heart. Like it's kind of that similar vibe. You could do that with Ted if you're gonna kill him. You have to like let him step up.
I'm just afraid that they're gonna do for this season what James Gunn did for Guardians 3, and I think I said this before where. The build up to Guardians 3 was, who are they gonna kill?
And then they're not gonna kill anyone.
Then they didn't kill anyone. But the thing is, they kept having scenes, teasing you, like, oh no, Drax just got shot in the prison, he's gonna die, and he doesn't die. Oh no, they're underground with the monsters, they're not gonna die, they don't die. Star-Lord's in space, he's gonna die, oh he doesn't die. Like they do, he almost kills every single one of them. Just to mess with you, and he doesn't kill any of them. And I'm scared because everyone's like, "Oh man, I can't wait! Like I'm gonna he better not kill Steve." Or man, if they kill Jonathan just so Steve can be with Nancy, that's stupid. And it's just like, what if the directors are just like, "Why don't we just not kill anyone?" And then you don't have to kill people.
Yeah, I agree. I'll be disappointed, but but the thing is, like, I love almost all these characters. There's no one who I want to die, but the thing is. You got to kill somebody. You have to kill like multiple people. I was gonna ask like who are your top 3 that you think are most likely to die this season.
I think I've got number 1, and then 2 and 3 I think are either or. Like, I don't think they both happen, but one of them's happening.
Okay, what do you got?
Number 1 is Will. And I was not on that train first. I was not on that train, but he's going to die.
I agree. Will's in my top. Will's in my top 3. Like, you got to... Well,
they're going to Harry Potter him.
Well, they already Harry Pottered Max, like where she died and then comes back. Technically.
She dies and 11 brings her back. Gets out. The thing about it is, Vecna's in, like the outside. Vecna's in Will. You see it. The Demogorgons get hurt. Will's hurt. Yes. In order for Vecna and the Upside Down, Demogorgons, all that stuff to die, Will is going to have to die.
That's my thought process. So, but do you think that he, you think that he's going to die, but then he's going to come back? That's what I'm hearing. Okay, because that's what I was thinking when you said that. Like when he's Harry Potter.
I just mean he's a Horcrux.
Okay, I agree. I do think, but I think that I saw people talking about this where Will has to like you can't do that to Joyce or whatever. I will say Joyce. This is the first season Joyce has gotten on my nerves. Like normally,
I don't think she's on my nerves.
Normally, I'm on team Joyce. I'm like this is nearly a full grown man. Like my wife was the same way. Like she was like this lady's crazy. I'm like you see she's not crazy. Like she's right, but that's like
annoying.
Like that's her thing. Like every season is that everyone thinks she's crazy,
Hopper.
but then she ends up not being crazy. This season she's just like her whole thing is being super overprotective of Will to the point where I'm like, you gotta let him do some stuff. Like everyone else is contributing. You're like Mike, man, like everyone's stepping up to see it. Mike when he's like leading the kids. There's there's adults in the group with him.
Mike season.
Yes, and I'm a Mike defender. I love Mike.
I'm not. I hate Mike.
Oh,
this is his
man,
best season.
I've always liked Mike. I do think he has his low points, but like, yeah, so far this is definitely Mike's best season.
For the deaths, so Will was one. My either or one of them's dying. Steve and Jonathan. The thing is, so I would say Jonathan's dying, but the thing is, you can't kill both Byers boys.
I don't think you. The thing is, I don't think you can kill Steve or Jonathan because and I think that both. Like I think I'm in the same like thought process where like that would make sense. The problem is, whatever one you don't kill, it becomes the consolation prize. Like that, then it's like Nancy didn't pick one of the like that. That's just horrible.
Think they get. Well, the moment I saw the engagement ring, completely unearned, by the way.
Yeah,
when I saw the engagement
that makes me
ring,
think it's gonna be Jonathan.
I was like, "Oh, Jonathan's dying."
For that, if anything, I think I feel like any of those three could die, honestly. And I feel like the most gut punchy one to where like no one, because the thing is, I think the thing is, if you're gonna kill someone from that triangle, you have to do it in a way that no one's happy. So I think the thing is, if you're gonna kill somebody, you got to kill Nancy.
I'm fine with that too,
because that way, like, nobody wins, but also everybody loses.
Yeah.
But man, I saw there's a scene where in season 1 where Steve and Nancy are like on the bed and they're like studying or whatever, and he's like making jokes with her. It's like prime jerkbag Steve Harrington or whatever. And she says, "You're an idiot." Like they're flirting, and she says, "You're an idiot, Steve Harrington." And he says, "You're beautiful, Nancy Wheeler." And it's just like this, corny teenage, whatever. I saw someone say if they recreate that scene right before Steve sacrifices himself, and I'm like, oh man, there's so much potential. The problem is, like, with this show, there's just so many things they could do, and they're just not going to do it. It's not going to be good.
I saw Jonathan. Jonathan gives Steve the ring before he goes to sacrifice himself. Jonathan says, give this to Nancy," and Steve says, "You give it to her yourself," and he pushes Jonathan and goes and sacrifices himself instead or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So your 1 is Will, and your 2 and 3 are Jonathan and Steve, or one of them, or
one of them. That's my either or.
Okay. So what's
I see your point about Nancy. That would be the whole shift in it. Like, oh.
Yeah, and there's similar stuff with. There's like a similar dichotomy.
I just don't think you kill a Wheeler.
I think if any Wheeler's gonna die, it's definitely gonna be. Oh man, if Mike dies, because you have the whole.
Mike's not dying.
You have the love triangle with them, but then you also have the supposed love triangle of Mike and 11 and Will. And the thing is, I don't like that's a huge ship online. And people are dead. I see it every day. I'm not even part of these subreddits, but because I'm part of the Stranger Things ones, these pop up. The Byler subreddit pops up all the time now on my feed, and they're like, they are reveling in the season. I'm like, what are you seeing? To me, like the whole like Robin conversation with like Will's been gay like from the beginning. It seems like, and like that's fine. Like power to you, but like Mike isn't.
Is not
like there's never been any indication of that.
I thought the moment with the Demogorgons with Will, him embodying it, and also Robin's conversation, I thought that was him being like, "It'll never happen. It's all right. I'm moving on."
Yeah, like the whole point of like the final big scene with the speech resonating in his head and everything is like I don't need this to click into place for me. I can I need to stop being something.
Ship even more.
Yeah, like people are thinking it like I think this is him moving past the ship a little bit. Him being like I understand what this relationship is now. I'm not as confused about it. I'm not as confused about like my place anymore. I'm not defined by this like secret crush I have on my best friend. I'm more than that type of thing. And it's like I'm defined by me or whatever, and I'm like that, and it like unlocks like the potential and everything, and like that is cool. And I don't know where the ship is, but like that, I think the whole point of it was that ship also has the whole like people are making the same case for that part, like, okay, well, which one of the three is going to die, because that's going to set up what couple makes it out. And I'm like,
Will's
I don't
gonna die.
think so, because one, I think if any of them three are going to die, it's going to be Will, because he's connected.
I don't understand people saying 11's gonna die. 11 will never die.
I think 11 could die. I think the safest person, I'll be so pissed if they kill Hopper, because they've done it so many times. Like, I think Hopper's the safest person in this show.
I think you know what they need to do. They need to stop teasing us with
Yes,
his death.
yes.
Like,
At this point, yeah, like no one
right.
believe. Like, I don't believe it
Like,
anymore.
if
Stop
you
it.
tease him again, actually kill him. No more tease. Like, you have to actually kill him if you're good. But even if you do, I'll be like,
Yeah.
finally, goodness gracious. I'm not gonna be like, no, Hopper.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, I'll like if you kill him, I'm gonna be upset, because I'm like, you already
little
did
bit.
this. You already did this in the 3. But if you don't kill
We-
him, but like if you tease it, then I'm gonna be more upset. Like, stop teasing Hopper. Like, you're not
So
gonna
this-
kill Hopper, and if you do,
So-
you're wrong. Stop.
So I know we don't have a ton more time, but
Yeah, I got like 5 more minutes.
I just gotta say, like I said when we first brought this up, is my complaint with season 5 is not really so much story driven. I have a lot of qualms with the characters and how they've been handled. Maybe it's because I have not watched the other seasons in a long time, like since they came out. But like a lot of the characters I feel like have been done dirty. Maybe they get redeemed in the second half, but I will say Will has risen up even before
Yes.
Will did the whole thing with the Demogorgons. I was like, dang.
Like, this is
Will's
this is a
stepping
good
up.
Will season. Will is great
Yeah,
this
this
season.
this is what I've been wanting from Will. Like, this was really good. Like, so he's risen up for me.
Yeah,
Right now,
big
he's
time.
probably a top 3 character for me. Murray's great still.
Yeah.
Love Murray.
What do you think of the 2 new characters? You got Holly and
Well, Holly, to be honest
Derek.
with Holly, I forgot she existed. When I'm watching these and they're like, oh, Holly, I'm like, I know who they're talking about. I'm like, oh, but I'm just kind of like, I know it's his sister, but like, I don't have a huge attachment to her. But she's fine. She's not doing anything. I think it's stupid for her to be like, like, oh, I'll just go home with Mister What's it, da 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 da.
Yeah, she's dumb.
Yeah, it's dumb.
But you also don't know how
overall,
much of that is just him actually really controlling her type of deal.
I don't know. It's okay. Derek is great.
Yeah,
Thought he was annoying at first,
I thought
and
this
he
is gonna
won
be
me
like,
over.
why is this character in here? And then he 180s like crazy. It's
Well, the thing
insane.
is, he had me laughing every scene, even when I hated him. He's like, "Suck a fat one." And I'm like, "This kid is hilarious." Yeah. Steve, what did they do to my king? Like, why is he a jerk to everybody?
I don't think Steve knows what to do with himself right now, because
I
like
don't think they
he's
know what to
kind
do
of
with
he
the
kind of got
character.
into a comfortable spot with Nancy, to where like he was comfortable for like a season or 2 where he wasn't going after her anymore, and then last season it was just him and her alone. Jonathan wasn't in the picture, and I think he was like, it pulled him back in a little bit, to where even though I don't think Steve is a homewrecker. Steve's not trying to steal Nancy. I don't think at all. I just think that he can't help, like, he loves this girl. It's always been Nancy, and like I think that he just can't help himself but try to be that guy for her.
I also forgot Jonathan and Nancy are supposed to still be together. I thought that ended. I thought at some point like they did take a break or something like that. So
He
I
was gonna
kinda
break
like,
up with her about the college stuff, but then all this stuff happened, so like it's like, oh, it doesn't matter now. So they're still together technically.
Jonathan has been okay. If they're gonna keep doing the Jonathan Steve pairing, I want to see it work. And they're gonna have to develop that through cooperation.
Yeah,
but Jonathan's just been okay.
Which they've been good at this stuff, so I got faith in them.
Yeah,
They just need to do it.
You gotta give him credit.
Man,
Dustin
has
been okay. He's not he okay no, no
Like
okay
the
he's
Dustin part
he
hurts me more
angers
than
me.
anything else this season.
But the thing about the Dustin part, the anger that hurts is, yes, you don't like him in this season so far, but also it's understandable.
Yeah, no, it is.
Like the
But
arc
it
they're
like
taking with the character isn't like, what did they do with my character? It's like, I get it, it just
like
sucks.
he's
Like
he's he's trying to be Eddie now. He's got the rings. He grew his hair out longer. He's wearing the Hellfire shirt. He's
he had
emulating
Eddie
his
dying
hero.
arms. I mean, the kid
Yeah.
is gonna act with more of an edge to him.
Also, how are none of those basketball kids blind? Like he threw acetone in their
Well,
eyes.
the one kid was like,
Yeah, like
before he
he
like
should be
got him.
blind. Like that.
It was bad.
Yeah.
But
So all right.
the you gotta go.
Almost. I just want to wrap up here. Like the Will stuff at the end. I think that's where it all should come to the end or whatever. Vecna showing up. Basically, I'm pretty sure that black guy, the military guy we were talking about earlier, I'm pretty sure he's dead. I'm pretty sure Vecna just like wiped out like a ton of people. I think he was one of them.
Yeah.
So
Oh, man, I had someone. Uh, real quick, I don't like Nancy. Nancy sucks. Then second of all, um, Vecna design, season 4 or season 5, which is better?
5, hands down.
I like 4.
You
I
like the
like 4.
Grinch? You like the Grinch look? Okay.
I do think it's more intimidating and creepier. Season 5, I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, you got armor. Okay. Ugh. Anyway,
He's
go
been
ahead.
on that Ozempic. It's just good, man. Like the Will scene. That's like a top 3 Stranger Things scene probably.
Yeah,
It's up
it's
there.
up
That's
there.
up there with like Neverending Story and oh man, what else?
Maybe
Probably
season 1 when she kills the Demogorgon,
no. That one
or
doesn't do much for me.
the truck
If
flip.
anything, maybe the running up that hill scene, like the first time they, like when
Yeah,
she's in the cemetery at Billy's grave and she gets raised up,
yeah.
and she has to like run through the portal or whatever. She's running. She like physically escapes from him. But yeah. But man, that Will scene is really good. I'm really excited to see where that goes.
Do you
I'll-
think that he can only control uh upside down world things, or do you think he can like manipulate
I
other
don't
things in
know.
11?
Oh, one thing that I'm like, whatever, is 8 was behind the door. I knew Vecna wasn't
Yeah,
going to be back there. I was like, clearly that's not Vecna,
yeah,
but like,
what are we doing?
but like,
What are we
what?
doing, guys?
But like, I was curious who it was going to be. I thought maybe it'll be Britter. Maybe Britter's alive. But no. But yeah, 8, that makes sense. They had to bring it back somehow.
You're gonna have to do a lot.
But
They relied on
in
flashbacks a lot to
another
tell a story.
another theory I saw was that Eddie's campaign, his big final thing, they fight Vecna at the beginning of season 4, where Erica comes and joins them to fill in for Lucas because he's winning his championship basketball game. There's like a whole bunch of parallels there. And Eddie's final thing, they're fighting Vecna, and Dustin, or I think it was Dustin, rolls an 11 and it doesn't kill. I don't know if you know how D&D works, but 11's not high enough to hit.
Okay.
She rolls it and it's a 20. 20 is like the highest you can roll on a D20, obviously. It's also a crit. So like 20 is not only going to do, it's not only going to hit no matter what, but it's also going to do like double damage. Or like it's going to, like 20 is crit. It's a critical hit. So it's going to, it hits, and it hits for like as hard as physically possible. You like add all your damage. Like it's really, really good. So some people were theorizing that, okay, so you got to hit 20 to beat Vecna or whatever. And so you got 11. Now you got 8. So that's 19. So you need 1 to hit 20. And a lot of people think that Will's powers are actually channeling Vecna. Like he is piggybacking. He's piggybacking on Vecna's powers. So he's like a copy.
Interesting.
Like he uses Vecna's powers for himself. Like he doesn't have powers,
Yeah.
but he's able to tap into Vecna's, which is 1's powers. So all
That
3
makes
of them
sense.
together would total up to 20. And with this being such a, like, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that reasoning, but with this being so D&D focused and tied in, I do think that the numbers are going to play in somehow.
Yeah.
I think that has been like a core theme.
That
So,
would be
okay.
really cool. Yeah. Also, of the kids, Will is by far the best actor.
Oh yeah, but Noah Schnapp's great.
He killed
Every
it.
time I see Finn Wolfhard outside of Stranger Things, like in interviews or whatever, I'm like, man, that's a weird looking dude. I'm like,
He's
he
an
doesn't he
ugly
does
kid. I
not look
love
he
him.
does
Yeah.
not look like a kid
Bless him,
anymore.
but
He
goodness gracious.
But then like when I see him in Stranger Things, man, he slips right back into that Mike role, and I'm like, I buy
Yeah.
it. Like that's Mike Wheeler. That's Mike walking down Wheeler, you know.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Walking down years.
Yeah, we'll have to talk some more about it later, but because I gotta go. But
All
we
right.
could theorize about it some more like later on or whatever. And we got like 20 about 20 days until the next season, so we'll have a couple episodes out before then, or the next part of season 5. But I gotta go. I got an appointment here. But all right, we'll go ahead and wrap up there. So Stranger
All right.
Things, lots of movies, and if anyone watches this, put some ideas in the comments for what kind of stuff you'd like to see us talk about. Do that. Give us a like and subscribe if you feel like it, if you enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys next time. So this has been Mask and Cowl, and we'll see you guys later.